What's up, ladies and gentlemen? One and only James Williams, Dog Waters, and I'm back. And I want to react to this story of the shootings in Indianapolis and what the chief of police had to say. And I'm going to add my comments to it. And I'm just going to tell you, we reaching a point where stop and frisk and all those things are going to have to come back. That, like, this soft on crime policing is going to have to stop. Because right now you have kids who are 12, 13, 14 years old that's out doing crimes, that's out at night, whose parents are not keeping an eye on them. You don't want that person to get to be 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, a career criminal, and now it gets 10 times worse. If you're willing to bust ahead at 12, 13, what are you going to be willing to do when you're 20? And how many bodies will you have? And that's, race is going to come into this, but it is what it is. We the people out there doing it.
Tanya Terry, and I'm the Deputy Chief of Operations for IMPD. As always, this information I'm about to share with you is preliminary and subject to change. Before I get to the incident, let me say that my thoughts are with everyone that was impacted by this incidents of violence out here tonight, including the victims, their families, and the first responders that were managing this chaotic scene and rendering aid. Here's what we know so far. At approximately 1:27 a.m., officers were investigating a disturbance at Washington and Meridian Street. They were notified of another disturbance down the street at Illinois and Washington Street. As officers were approaching that second disturbance, they heard shots fired, and as they arrived on the scene, they encountered several people suffering from apparent gunshot wounds. Officers and IEMS medics who were embedded with our officers immediately began rendering aid to the victims that they were encountering. They also called for several additional ambulances. In total, we had 5 victims transported away from the scene to area hospitals for treatment. A 6th victim was pronounced dead on the scene. A 7th victim walked into an area hospital and is in stable condition. 3 of those victims are juveniles, and 3 are adults. We do not know the identity or the age of the victim that was pronounced dead at the scene. The victim who died at the hospital was a juvenile. We have also recovered several firearms at the scene. We do not yet know whether those firearms were involved in this incident. Our detectives will work to determine that. And we have multiple people, about 7 people detained for further investigation. We also don't know their involvement at this point in time. The investigation is early.
So she's established that these are children. These are children out here in the streets killing other children. And it's all over the United States of America. It's not like it's, in one city. It's lawless children. And you know who I blame for it? I blame the Black Lives Matter movement and the defund the police that came out of it. You know what else I blame for it? I blame the soft on crime. Everybody's in their feelings. You can't tell nobody nothing. Liberal crowd that has allowed this demonic manifestation of violence into the community. Hey, people always been busting people's heads. In New Orleans, people bust heads. But you know what it used to be? That head busting was confined to a certain area. It wasn't no head busting going on downtown when you go out to dinner with your wife and your kids. It was head busting in the projects. But I'm going to tell you what's done come along. When gentrification came along, and New Orleans was a model for gentrification, the new New Orleans plan, when they flooded out the city with Katrina, and they say, well, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to move these people out of this project and we're going to make it mixed-use housing. And then they started scattering some of the most savage bloodlines there are. And I want you to understand something. If a 14-year-old kid is murdering somebody, the chances is his daddy was a murderer. And if his daddy was a murderer, the chances is that his granddaddy was a murderer. I'm sorry. It is what it is. And so we got whole entire bloodlines of people that are criminals and murderers. And the problem that we have is America is too soft to say, okay, I understand you're 14 years old, but I'm finna lock your behind up. Yeah. And we're going to crack down on you. Yeah, you in that hood, you on the corner, I'm stopping you, I'm frisking you, got some dope on, you going to prison. People like, oh, the justice system is unfair. Well, we see what's going on right now with the justice system not doing its job in blue cities. Murder, death, and mayhem at the hands of children. Children killing other children. So the question is, are we going to allow kids to murder each other? Or are we going to crack down as a nation and put an end to it? Are we too afraid to crack down? And I'm going to tell you, I think because of the political correctness, and because everybody's afraid of being called a racist, that these communities are going to keep on dwelling in murder, blood filling the streets, because people are too afraid to go out and do what they need to do. That's where this police chief comes in, and he was nowhere near as bombastic as he should have been. Like, if I was a police chief, I'd be like, look, I don't know if they got laws on the books where we can arrest your mom and your pa, but I'm finna find out if we got some laws on the books where we can arrest your mom and your pa. If your child is found downtown and they're underage, I'm coming to arrest you for neglect, abuse, something. I'm putting handcuffs on you. You better get your damn child and get your child in the house. I'm telling you once, I'm going to the city council, I'm going to have a conversation, and we're going to find out what we could do to you. We about to put an end to this foolishness. But nobody says
that. I think that's the very brief facts that we have at this time. At this point, I'll turn it over to Chief Bailey.
Chris Bailey, Chief of Police for the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department. I'll just add on a little bit to what she said about our thoughts and prayers for the victims here tonight, their families, and the long road ahead for all of them as we try to uncover exactly what and why this all happened tonight. This kind of violence, whether downtown or any of our neighborhoods, is completely unacceptable and unnecessary. Unnecessary. Thousands of people came downtown tonight, enjoyed the fireworks, and went home. Thousands more chose to come down here and all night cause trouble. I was down here until about 12:30 tonight. I worked with my officers, took the runs with them, dealt with the disturbances, dealt with the utter disrespect for our city, for our laws, and for law enforcement. Hundreds of unsupervised kids down here. I don't know how many times I have to say it. We are not your children's keepers. You are. And parents and guardians have got to step up. A kid is dead tonight. And we just don't know the age of the young man down the street, still here, dead. He looks young. It's unacceptable. The police department all night long went from place to place to place, trying to prevent these kind of things. And I gotta be honest, I'm tired of it. You should be tired of it. This is not our job to do this. It is unnecessary. You don't have to act like this.
I'm going to stop it right here and say, I don't necessarily know if it's a matter if you have to. I think in many cases, this is the only thing these kids know. And I don't say that from a standpoint of a Brandon Johnson. These are our kids and they don't know any better. No. They know what they're doing. It's wrong. But you see, if you ain't busting some heads, hitting some ribs with some billy clubs, and making a point to some of these kids, they ain't going to listen. And every time I talk like this, I get someone in the comments. Well, DW, this is our people, and you're talking about the police brutality on our people. Okay, all right. Well, let me put it to you like this. So, ever since George Floyd had a knee on his neck and he died, there's been a sustained drop in police brutality. There's been a sustained drop in police patrols because everybody defunded the police. And what exactly happened? Violence all over the place, and it's encroaching on downtown areas. If you don't get your behind, I'm just gonna say, if you don't get your ass whooped at home, the rules is the streets are supposed to whoop your ass. Yeah. And when I was a young man, my mom and daddy would tell me stuff like, "Now, son, I'm finna beat your ass right now, so the police won't beat your ass and kill you later." But no, the police won't do you nothing now. They won't do you nothing now. They won't do too much to you. And it's clear. I'm sorry, it needs to be stop and frisk all over the place. Well, man, that's discriminatory. You're damn right it is. But guess what? Your ass is, if you 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, you out in the street at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, no, I'm stopping frisking you and I'm locking you up, or I'm locking your mama up. It won't take long when these Section 8 mamas have to go sit in the house, I have to go sit in prison for a night, that they'll be telling their sons, no, you going to stay your ass in the house. You staying in the house, Bobby. You staying in the house, Ricky. You staying in the house, Raquan. And I know what I say ain't popular. I'm sorry, I know what I'm saying ain't popular. It's the exact opposite of what people want to hear. Oh, I feel sorry for those children. No. Feel sorry for them until one of them put a bullet in your behind. Till one of them roll up on your lady and try and carjack you. You see, I prefer for the police to put an end to it. So I don't have to put a bullet in somebody's kid. Now I got to deal with the fact that I took a young kid's life and I got to go through the turmoil of, man, I can't believe I shot a kid. And then I got to tell myself, no, that wasn't a kid. That was a demon. That was a child who had a demon in him that wanted to kill you. He was on assignment. Yeah. Good. That's what these is, demon babies. That's what nobody want to talk about. Well, DW, you be tripping. No, they demon children. It's a whole generation I'm running around. Demonically infested little demonic baby kids. And it needs to be dealt with. But America wants to be politically correct. America wants to be nice. Everybody wants to say the white man. I guarantee you people saying this man is racist. That white man, no. Everybody know that what he's saying is true. It's 100% truth. The question is, what can be done about it and what should be done about it? There are going to be people who say you can't do nothing about it. I disagree. I say if it's 100 of them out there, I'm calling all my police. We surrounded them. We putting them in a lug. We gather them together. It's going to make the news. And we locking you up. Truancy laws. Everything, every law that's on the books, I'm using it on you. Well, DW, that means that those kids' futures are going to be destroyed. No. What it means is I probably saved one of these little silly children's lives by rounding them up. Or multiple of these kids' lives by rounding them up instead of allowing them to shoot and stab and kill each other. I saved their lives. I saved their mother a funeral because their mother don't care. That's what it means. And so we have to reframe the conversation around this. The conversation is now, if you come down on the kids, you're racist. No, I'm coming down on you because I care enough to make sure you don't die, that you're not murdered. That's why. And that's what tough love is. And in the process, you protect the streets. In the process, you protect everything else. Yeah, it's going to be uncomfortable. And if I was a police chief, that's what I would say. Hey, I just want y'all youngsters to know it's about to be real uncomfortable. It's going to be hot out here in these streets for y'all. Stay inside. I'm telling you, stay in the house. Now test me. Who want to test me, boy? Who want to rump with me? You want to rump with me, boy? Who want to test me?
Our officers, half a block away from when before this shooting started, dealing with another group of individuals fighting. We made almost, we're still tallying them, about 20 arrests tonight. Recovered guns that I know of before this happened from 2 kids. One of them was an assault rifle stuffed in the front of his pants. I'm not sure anymore what it's going to take for some in our community to wake up.
I tell you what it take. You arrested 20, you should have arrested 200. Yeah. You should have arrested 200 of them. No, increase the number of arrests. Yeah, it's going to be unfair. They might even sue you as police chief. They might have the liberal Black Lives Matter attorneys come out and all the rest of this and sue. But guess what's going to happen? Y'all going to quit playing in my streets. Yeah, Chief Williams not having that in his streets. Yeah, of course they got assault rifles in the front of their pants. That's what they do, and they real skinny. I was telling my partner the other day. He was like, man, that little dude. I said, no, the skinnier they are, the more evil they are. What you mean? I said, they skinny. They can't fight. They can't do nothing. All they know how to do is shoot. Thin as a twig. Got a whole AR-15 stuffed in their pants leg, walking stiff leg. Why you think he walking like that? Because he got that heater on him, and he got something that'll shut the whole block down. He ain't got 10 shots. That boy got a drum on the back of that bad boy. Looking like his booty is extra big. One of his booty cheeks big on the other side there because he got a drum on it. 100-round drum. Yeah, you're going to have to deal with him. The solution is arrest him on Paul. That's unconstitutional. That's all right. There's a law in the books that allow me to do it. There's a law in the books that allow me to punish a parent if their kid is out there doing this stuff. You know what else you do? You ain't been going to school? I'm arresting you. I'm not going to make it easy for you. It's not going to be comfortable. You're not going to be able to skip school and hang out at the park. You're not going to be able to skip school. If you're going to skip school, not do what you're supposed to do, not in summertime, so it's a different story, but year round. If you're going to skip school, you think you're going to hang out at I'm running you. I'm running you. Now you get to acting crazy with me, you pull that thing, I'm dumping on you. Oh, man, you killed. Yep, sure did. Yep, that boy pulled the AR out of his pants, dumped on him. Dumped on him. You see, they used to, police in New Orleans had a reputation for punishing you. There were certain police task force that had a reputation. Them task force had a reputation for punishing you. And guess what? It kept things in check. But see, the balance is off. People think that you can deal with evil, pure on evil and disobedience and lawlessness with love and kindness. We should love these children. No, you need to beat that ass. That's the problem. You need to beat that.
I've said it. This is where the kids are. This is where they are on Friday and Saturday nights. If you want to engage them, if you want to help them, you want to prevent some of this violence, this is where they are. Here, they're here. Come down. I invite all of those who think that I'm exaggerating this or that I'm saying just because it's downtown. No, nowhere else in the city is this concentration of people in one small area, less than a half a mile. Come down and see for yourself. You don't have to take my word for it. You can see them being dropped off by their parents, 5 or 6 at a time out of a car. You can see them jump out of Ubers and Lyfts. And you can see them jumping off the buses that they ride down, that they miss and then linger around downtown. Heck, look to your left. You're still going to see some people that probably shouldn't be out here right now lingering. Not going to bars, not going to restaurants, didn't come down here to see the fireworks, shooting fireworks off at our community from the top of parking garages.
What you trying to tell me is why you giving this speech? What you trying to tell me is why you talking right now, Chief? Them Negroes right there, lingering and loitering, and you ain't arrest them? Yeah, see, see, no. You loitering while I'm having my press conference? He said, look over to your left. No, y'all too soft on crime, man. I'm done with this video. No. See, we need to get, I ain't gonna lie, we need to get some of them sheriffs that's down in Florida need to get jobs in some of these big cities. That's what need to happen. Some of them sheriffs down in Florida need to do a training program with sheriffs down in Florida. Or take like the assistant sheriff deputy from someplace in Florida. Like, you know how they had a sheriff deputy up there standing, he have all them people. And you take some of the people that's around him and put them in these cities. Yeah. And then you're going to see a huge difference. Yeah. Because then this mentality right here, this is actually, in my opinion, police victim mentality. You sitting there trying to justify. Come down here and see. Come down here and see. They get off on the buses and they take Ubers and their parents drop them off. Whoop whoop. Your parents drop you off. Whoop whoop. Pull over. What you doing? I'm dropping my kid off. Put them back in the car. Well, not put them back in the damn car. Or you getting arrested. You arrest my mama. You ain't supposed to be down here. You get off the bus. Whoop whoop. Man, this police harassment. You're damn right it is. Uber, Lyft? No. Phone call. Hey, I'm going to talk to Uber and Lyft. I want to be clear with you. You are not taking any underage teens to downtown Indianapolis. We're going to fine you. We're going to do whatever we got to do. We're going to shut this off. Yeah. What you're not going to do is take over downtown. But then you push it into the neighborhoods. You head into them neighborhoods. And you had them conversations with them. But anyway, the violence is going to continue until people grow a set of balls. The simple fact that they standing right next to you while you're having a police conference loitering, and you just admitted they loitering, and ain't nobody arresting them, you ain't got no balls, dog. I'm sorry. You too busy trying to justify yourself, trying to defend yourself. You better let them drop, homie. You better let them drop.